Utah is one of the most moved to states in the entire nation, but not everybody stays here. And after having helped countless people make the move here, I can see why. And in this video, I'm going to highlight the top 5 reasons why people end up regretting making their move to Utah and why, but most importantly, what you can do to avoid making the same mistake. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Steele, and I help people make the move here each and every day. I do this for a living. I love helping people navigate the difficult process of relocation. And I've helped countless people here make the move, and I've got deep, intimate knowledge of all of the areas throughout the state of Utah, from Park City all the way down to St. George. The neighborhoods along the Wasatch Front and throughout all of the metropolitan areas in Utah are what I do and what I share with you to make sure that you're finding the right spot for you. Okay, number 1 is career and job realities. So it's no secret that Utah has the strongest economy in the entire nation with the strongest job market. So why would people regret moving to Utah if the job market is so crazy strong? Well, it's not for everybody. It truly does depend on what industry you're in, and it really does matter if your industry is growing or if it's shrinking. And so it's not balanced across all industries. There are so many industries here that are booming, including tech and pharmaceuticals and healthcare, as well as financial services and so many other businesses that are really thriving here in the state of Utah. But you've really got to know, what is it like in your industry? I have people reaching out to me that work in all sorts of different industries, and it's important, it's crucial to make sure that you know what your industry is doing here in the state of Utah and making sure that it's aligned with your career path and your goals. Also, I want to share that the job market has softened a little bit. It's definitely not the same as it was just a couple of years ago. And keeping that in mind, it's still the strongest job market in the country, but you've got to make sure that the jobs are here and make sure that the career path that you're hoping to accomplish is here for you. And so while many companies are hiring and growing here in the state of Utah, even right now, you've got to make sure that it aligns with your career path. And for those of you that are interested in starting a business, or maybe you've already got your own business, in fact, Utah is the best state in the nation for people that want to start and grow a small business. So if that's you, if you're an entrepreneur, it's a great place for you as well. Okay, reason number 2 is the school system and education. Now, Utah spends more money as an overall percentage of its state budget each and every year than any other state, but the per pupil spending is in the lower half for sure. And so why is that? Well, we have a lot of children here in the state of Utah. We have a lot of kids, and the schools tend to get a little fuller, especially in the higher growth areas. If you're living in one of the older, more established neighborhoods where people have aged out of the neighborhood, those areas have really great schools that aren't crowded. But if you're in an area that's really growing with a lot of young families, you're going to probably and likely experience a little larger class sizes, and that might play into your decision as to whether or not Utah is the right place for you. Now, as a real estate broker myself, I can't actually give you neighborhood-specific school rankings because we're governed by this set of laws called the Fair Housing Act. But what I can do is share with you the best possible resources to make sure that you know which school district and which schools are right for you, that identify with what you're trying to accomplish. And just because some school districts are ranked much, much higher, like Canyons or Park City or Alpine, these school districts have phenomenal schools. It doesn't mean that the other school districts don't have great schools as well. And so whether you're looking for a public education or you're looking for charter schools and you're trying to work through the lotteries in terms of getting into one of the best charter schools, you might find yourself disappointed because there is some competition here. Some people that make the move here will find themselves trying to get into a particular school, and it doesn't happen in the first year. Sometimes you've got to be patient and wait a year or 2. I've even had clients that have had to wait up to 3 years to get into the very school that they wanted to because of that charter school lottery. I will add, though, that Utah has a great wide range of educational opportunities, from charter schools to public schools to private schools and everything in between, including homeschooling. It's a big deal here in Utah as well. But you're going to want to make sure that the neighborhood and the community that you're choosing to live in matches up with what you're looking to do with education and what age your kids are in, to make sure that it works for you guys. I've seen so many people move to a neighborhood that they didn't realize that the schools were not going to work for them until after the fact. The last thing you want to do is to buy a home and then just a year later regret that move and think, oh, should I sell this house and move to another one? Well, that's going to cost you thousands of dollars, and it's a waste of money. And make sure that you're getting into a home in a community with the right schools for you. Okay, reason number 3 is building relationships and community. Think about this. Once you've made the move to Utah from wherever you're coming from, you've left behind all of those established relationships and connections that you've likely built over many years. You're going to feel that sense of longing for those relationships and those connections that you're not going to have here. And that's the case no matter where you move to. Because honestly, leaving behind family and lifelong friends can be incredibly isolating and difficult. And you might feel that same sense once you make the move here because you've yet to make those connections here. And the local influence of our culture here might feel really tight-knit, and it is, and that's a real positive about Utah. We have really great tight-knit, family-oriented communities, and because it feels so tight-knit, you might feel a little bit like an outsider in the beginning, but you've got to give yourself a year or two. In my opinion, I always tell people at least 2 years to truly acclimate. And of course, it depends on your personal output. If you're more introverted or extroverted, it's definitely going to play into how long it takes you to make those new connections and relationships here. So despite the fact that we have very tight-knit communities, which is a real pro in my opinion, it can feel isolating when you first get here, but give it some time, let it marinate, it will work out. And lastly, I want to share the LDS culture, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints here is real. If you come into a community and you've never lived in a place that's highly religious, it might come across as a little different. Now, the vast majority of the people that are making the move here want to move here because of the values that Utah was built upon. It's really great to find a place that you can actually move into and have really good things around you. It just might be an adjustment. And I also believe that one of the best ways to integrate yourself into the community is to connect with people through common ground and common interests, whether that's a hobby or an interest that you particularly have. You're going to want to do that because it's going to make you feel like you're really well connected really quickly. Okay, reason number 4 is weather and seasonal shocks. Utah has 4 seasons, and I know that some people are going to argue that spring and fall really aren't a true spring and fall, but they are. Let's be honest, they're just very bipolar in that they constantly change from one week to another. But we do have 4 incredible seasons here, and if you're not used to that, that could be a real shock. If you're coming from one of the warmer states or down in the Sun Belt area or California, you're likely going to be adjusting to our colder winters with snow. And for some people, they really want that. They want to experience the 4 seasons. I love the 4 seasons, but it's not for everybody. You're also going to have to get used to those inversions that can kick in the wintertime and create poor air quality. You're also going to have to learn how to maintain your home in terms of getting snow off the driveway and the walkways. You're going to want to know what orientation your home is facing to make sure that it makes it easier for you as well. That's another pro tip that I like to share with people as well. And look, Utah's not all about snow. We have plenty of areas that are incredibly warm and hot, like St. George in southern Utah, 100+ degree temperatures all summer long, and it's definitely an adjustment for some people. And from my seat, I just see so many people make the move here who dramatically underestimate the weather and its impact on your way of life. So make sure that you do the research, make sure that you're going to be comfortable living here, and the place that you choose to live is going to be paramount to make sure that you find a place that you're happy with a year, 2 years, and 3 years later. Number 5 is culture and pace of life. Utah's a really unique place. In fact, I don't think there's any other state like Utah in the entire country. And some people find that Utah's just a little too slow or too family focused for them, and that I completely understand. But while some people think it's too slow, many people think that it's just too busy right here along the Wasatch Front, centered around Salt Lake City. And last but not least, many people dramatically underestimate the political and social leanings from one area to another. For example, downtown Salt Lake City is going to be incredibly different and polar opposite from that of downtown Provo, for example. And so Salt Lake County and Utah County, while they're very different culturally and socially, there's a lot of nuances based on the specific area that you're looking to live in. And we want to make sure that you're ending up in a place that really does work for you. So those are conversations that we can have based on what you've experienced. And a lot of people just don't properly have these conversations ahead of time to make sure that they're getting exactly what they want. So how do you avoid wasting thousands of dollars and making the incorrect move here in the first place? Well, I've built a system to make sure that we guide clients through this process to avoid making those mistakes. And step number one is reach out to us. You can find my contact information down in the description below, or you can book a video call with me in the link that you'll find in the pinned comment on this and every video. And that discovery call is going to provide so much clarity to make sure that we're getting you off on the right foot. Step number two is we're going to customize the area match. We're going to make sure that the areas that you're considering are going to work best for you. And once we've located and pinpointed the area that works for you, we're going to talk about the neighborhoods and the communities specifically to find you the right home, which of course is the next step. And it doesn't stop there. After we found the perfect home, we've navigated that process. We use video throughout the entire process to make sure that you feel really well connected to the inspection periods, to all of the parts of the transaction, to make sure that you get into the right home for you. But it doesn't end there. The post-move support is crucial and paramount just as well to make sure that you're connected with local professionals and people that will help you finalize that move, whether that's an insurance agent or a financial planner or an accountant, or it's a home services company or handyman. We have those connections to make sure that you are dialed in with the people that you need to be dialed in with to make sure that you feel at home. And as always, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Reach out to me. You can find my information down below. And do me a favor, drop a comment below and let me know where you're moving from, because I'm curious where most of the people that are watching my videos are actually watching from. And if you want to learn more about life in Utah, check out this playlist next. And until the next video, thanks.